Hello my dear students. Today we can discuss an interesting topic, that is structure of heart. In the last class we discussed that the composition or components of blood. I hope now you have an idea about blood. Next we can discuss structure of heart. Okay, it is very easy. So my dear students, listen the class properly. Take your textbook. When I am explaining the topic, you can mark, you can underline that specific part in your textbook with a pencil. Okay. So let's move to the topic, structure of heart. Here you can see the structure of human heart. The human heart consists of 4 chambers. What do you mean by 4 chambers? That is 4 compartment like structure. That is 4 room like structure. What is the location of our heart? Where we can see our heart. Our heart is located in the middle, that is between 2 lobes of our lungs. We can see our heart. And it is just behind the sternum. What do you mean by sternum? You know that what is sternum. In our rib cage, the center flat bone, that is sternum. So just behind the sternum, in between the lungs, that is the location of our heart. And that lower portion, this lower portion of our heart is tilted to left side. That's why we can feel our heartbeat in the left side. Okay, this tip portion just tilted towards the left side. That's why we can feel our heartbeat in our left side. Okay, then our heart is made up of muscle. A particular type of muscle, that name of the muscle is not there in your textbook. Just mention in your textbook cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle. This muscle we can only see in our heart, cardiac muscle. So heart is made up of muscle known as cardiac muscle. And this heart is protected by a sac or protected by a membrane. That membrane is known as pericardium. Pericardium is the protective membrane of our heart. Can you name the protective covering of our lungs? Yes, that is pleura. Here, the heart is protected by a membrane known as pericardium. It is double layered. Okay, so this pericardium is the membrane that protects our heart. So, the location in the middle, in the center of our chest, behind the sternum, in between our lungs, that is the position of human heart, and it is protected by a double membrane known as pericardium. Heart is made up of muscles known as cardiac muscle. Next, it is made up of 4 chambers. 4 chambers, that is 4 compartments. This first, second, third and fourth. These are the 4 chambers of our heart. Okay, listen the class, then it will be easy for you, this topic. So 4 chambers are there in our heart. Upper 2 chambers, these are the upper 2 chambers. These 2 chambers are comparatively smaller than the lower two chambers. These two chambers are smaller than the lower chambers. These two chambers are known as auricles or atrium. These two chambers are known as auricle or atrium. Lower two chambers are known as ventricles. Okay, when I am standing here, you can see this is my right side and this is my left side. So the picture also like this. This is the left side of the heart and this is the right side of the heart. Okay, that's why the name of this chamber is right atrium. This both are auricles or atrium. So this is located in the right side. That's why it is known as right atrium. That is right chamber, right auricle. This is left atrium or left auricle. This chamber is known as right ventricle and this one is known as left ventricle. So 4 chambers. This is right side of the heart and this is left side of the heart. Okay, you can see that this two side, this left and right side are separated by a membrane. Okay, so these two sides are separated in the middle. Up to this, is it clear? That is 4 chambers, 2 are auricle, lower 2 are ventricle. Right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium and left ventricle. In your textbook, page number 54, you can see diagram of heart. In the structure of heart, next topic is different types of blood vessels. Here also you can see the names of different blood vessels. We can discuss that. Okay. First we can discuss about inferior vena cava. What do you mean by inferior vena cava? That means this blood vessel takes blood from the lower parts of the body. Okay. The lower parts of our body. This inferior vena cava will take the blood from our lower parts and it will transport into the right atrium, or this inferior vena cava will supply the blood from the lower part of the body into the right atrium. Then in the top portion we can see superior vena cava. Superior. So that means this blood vessel will take the blood from our upper part of our body into the right atrium. So these two blood vessels are open into the right atrium. Our heart is locating in the middle. That's in our chest portion. So from the upper part and from the lower part, these two blood vessels are supplying blood into the right atrium. So here there will be the blood from different parts of our body. This blood consists of carbon dioxide because after respiration, blood is transporting the carbon dioxide containing blood. This inferior vena cava from the upper portion, superior vena cava will take and both blood vessel will supply the blood into the right atrium. This blood consists of carbon dioxide. So the right atrium consists of carbon dioxide rich blood. That blood we can call it as deoxygenated blood. Deoxygenated blood means oxygen is absent. So this right atrium receives the blood from different parts of our body, that is from each and every cells of our body. The blood vessel will transport into the right atrium. Why they are transporting all the blood into the heart? Because heart is the pumping organ. Again, the heart want to pump the blood into different parts. We can discuss. Now, no need to confuse. Then, from upper and lower portion, carbon dioxide containing blood, that is deoxygenated blood, they will conduct into the, or they will transport into the right atrium. Then, after that, the blood will enter into through this opening. Here we can see one valve. What is the meaning of valve? Valve, it will allow the movement of blood only in one direction. When the blood try to move backward, they will close. This opening will close. So this blood, the blood from the ventricle cannot enter into the auricle. That is the use of valve. So here one valve we can see, and here also another valve. So between the auricle and ventricle we can see valve. The valves, name of valves also important one. Here between the right auricle and right ventricle, here one valve is present. It is known as tricuspid valve. Tricuspid valve between right auricle and right ventricle. And here another valve is present. Here this valve also allow only the movement of blood in one direction. So if the blood try to move to back side, this opening will close. Okay. So this valve, name of this valve is bicuspid valve. Between left auricle and left ventricle. Okay, this is a short form of right auricle and right ventricle. Tricuspid valve locating in our right side, and bicuspid valve is locating in our left side. So when these two blood vessels supply blood into the right atrium, they will transport the blood into the right ventricle. Here, next step is purification of blood. Purification means this blood want to purify with oxygen. They have to remove, blood want to remove the carbon dioxide and they want to take oxygen. Where is this process is taking place? We already discussed in the chapter respiratory system. In the lungs, there will be millions of capillaries. That capillaries will exchange the carbon dioxide and oxygen. So next step is pumping of this blood into the lungs for purification. They want to pump the blood from the right side of the heart into the lungs for purification by means of oxygen. Here it is carbon dioxide rich blood. So they want to purify the blood with oxygen. So from this side, the blood will move through this blood vessel, that is pulmonary artery. The name is pulmonary artery. So from here, the deoxygenated blood, that is carbon dioxide rich blood, will move into the pulmonary artery. The pulmonary artery will transport this blood into the lungs. There, this carbon dioxide will be exchanged with oxygen. Later, from the lungs, one vein we can see here, pulmonary vein. Pulmonary vein. That vein will supply blood through here. The blood will again reaches. Now the blood is rich with oxygen. So we can call that blood as oxygenated blood. So through pulmonary vein, the blood. So through pulmonary vein, the oxygenated blood. So this pulmonary vein is coming from lungs. From the lungs, they will supply the oxygen containing blood into the left atrium. So here there will be oxygen rich blood. From the left atrium, the oxygen rich blood will transport into the left ventricle, and from the left ventricle, this is the another blood vessel, that is aorta, another blood vessel. Through this blood vessel, this oxygen rich blood will transport into different parts of the body. So here two different parts of the body, the blood will transport into different parts of our body, the aorta. So from the left ventricle, this blood will transport into aorta. Aorta will pump, that is aorta will transport the blood into different body parts. Okay, this is the structure of our heart. Once again, I will explain from the beginning. Listen, those who are not getting that idea, once again listen properly, then you will get. Okay, first, so this inferior and superior vena cava are the two blood vessels that take blood from different parts of our body. So as a result of respiration, carbon dioxide will produce in our body that they want to purify with oxygen. So all this blood, this heart is the pumping organ. So first, this blood vessel will supply the blood into the right atrium. Right atrium. From the right atrium, through the this name of this valve. Here one valve is present. So valve is like this. Okay. Blood from the upper portion, they can blood from the auricle to ventricle, the valve will open. But when the blood is trying to flow backward, they will close. That is the use of valve. They will prevent the backflow valve. So when from the right atrium, blood can easily move into the right ventricle. But when they are trying to go backward, this will close. So this valve will close. So this valve is for preventing the backflow. Okay. Then through the tricuspid valve, the deoxygenated blood will transport into the right ventricle. So this is carbon dioxide rich blood in the right portion of the heart is rich with deoxygenated blood, that is carbon dioxide containing blood. So to prevent the mixing of these two types of blood, there we can see one separation. In the middle of the heart, one membrane is there to separate right and left part. So here it will be full of deoxygenated blood, and in the left side there will be oxygenated blood. After purification, the pulmonary vein will supply the oxygen rich blood into the heart, that is into left atrium. From the left atrium, the blood will transport into the left ventricle, and from the left ventricle, the blood will move into large blood vessel is known as aorta. This aorta will transport the oxygen rich blood into different parts of our body. Again, from the different parts of the body after respiration, this inferior and superior vena cava will distribute blood into the right atrium. So, my dear students, this is the structure of heart and blood circulation through our heart. I hope the topic is clear to you. If you have any doubt, we can clear in the live session. Your homework is read the topic thoroughly. I will ask question in the live session. Okay, my dear students. So, that's all for today. We can see in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.